Khalid Nathan Aleem, the real estate boy. And in this video, we're going to talk about Philadelphia's first time home buyer grant. Now, this grant actually helps you get a home in Philadelphia. How? It gives you money towards your closing costs. So, this whole video is just going to be about that home buyer down payment assistance in Philadelphia. So, what I have is I have the flyer here. We're going to go word by word on the flyer. I'll explain what needs to be explained so you know exactly how to get to the bag, or you know exactly how to get to the money for your first home in Philly. So it says the city of Philadelphia wants you to be successful homeowner. Of course, because homeowners make better neighbors than renters. Renters don't care. A lot of renters, not I'm not talking to you, but a lot of renters they treat their home like a rental. Okay, so but if people buy their homes, if they're homeowners, they tend to take better care of their home. All right, so let's get to the money. It says we are offering a home buyer assistance grants up to $10,000 or 6% of the home's purchase price, whichever is lower, to assist first-time home buyers to reduce the principal, um, cover down payment, and loan closing cost. Okay, so what this is saying is that the city of Philadelphia will give you a grant up to $10,000 or 6% of the home's purchase price, whichever is lower. So if your home, let's just say, is $500,000, okay, the max that they're going to give you is up to $10,000. So the next question is, well, what my closing costs are going to be? I found that closing costs, if you include the closing costs and the down payment, for example, if your score is over a 620 for a FHA loan, it's usually around 3.5%. But down payments can vary. Usually, nobody really is putting down 20%. Okay, that's the days of the past. People are usually doing 3.5 to 5% as far as down payment right now. Okay, so that's for your down payment. Now the closing costs. The closing costs include like transfer tax. It also includes title insurance, and there are a couple of other miscellaneous fees. But if you combine the closing costs and you combine the closing costs and down payment, it usually comes between like 8 to 10%. I tell people 10%, and the reason is because that's a number that they'll remember for the most part, okay? But if you have 10% of what the purchase price is, you'll be good. All right. So for example, if you had a home that's $200,000, you would know, okay, if I had $20,000 to cover the closing costs and the down payment, then I should be fine. So, but this Philadelphia grant is going to give you up to $10,000. So go back to our example. If you had a home that you're looking at and is $200,000, then you would know, okay, my closing cost is going to be a roughly around $20,000. So if I had this grant, I can get $10,000. So now I only need to come up with the other $10,000. That's the way that you want to think about it. Okay. So let's keep going. It says to be eligible, you must complete the home ownership counseling program before you sign an agreement of sale. Agreement of sale must be signed by home buyer and seller on or after May 2nd of 2022, because that's when this first came out. Okay. So what this means is that when you're going to buy a home, you're going in and out of homes and you see a home that you like, you put an offer on it. When you put an offer on it, you're signing an agreement of sale. So that agreement of sale puts you under contract. What this is saying is that you have to complete this program before signing an agreement of sale. So my advice to people with this Philadelphia first time home buyer program is make sure that you get this program done first. Don't go see homes. Don't go see homes, because you'll go and you'll find a home and you'll fall in love with it. But if you want this first time home buyer program, then you cannot go under contract before completing this program. Okay. And that's super important because I know plenty of people who they went out with their realtors, they wanted to see homes because they were excited, found a home that they loved, put it under contract, but they didn't complete this program. So because they didn't complete this program, they didn't get the $10,000. Okay. So to continue, it says home ownership counseling successfully prepares borrowers for a big life decision. Um, in in home ownership counseling, you will learn. So these are the things that you're going to learn during counseling. Okay, purchasing a home within your budget, avoiding dangerous mortgages. They're really going to educate you. Okay, rights and responsibilities of homeowners, mortgage application and purchase processes, improving your credit report, and credit maintenance, money management, home maintenance, avoiding foreclosure, deeds, and other legal housing documents. And the reason they're doing that is because they're giving you $10,000. So if they're giving you $10,000, then they're investing in you. So they want to make sure that number one, that you know what you're getting yourself into, and then number two, that you don't lose the home. So this is everything that they're going to teach you. Now, what usually happens is there will be an initiation or orientation. Sorry, there will be an orientation. And in this orientation, they're going to teach you these things. Some orientations are virtual and some orientations are in person. And we'll get to that. Okay. So, what type of property is eligible? The property must be a single family home or a duplex located in Philadelphia. What does that mean? No condos, no condos, no triplexes, no quadplexes, single family homes, and duplexes. And it has to be in Philadelphia. You would think that people would understand that this is a Philadelphia first time home buyer grant, but I've had plenty of people who completed the program just to find out that it's only in Philadelphia. So you can't use it in Delaware County. You can't use it in Montgomery County. You can't use it in Delaware. Only Philadelphia. Okay. Now, who's eligible? All right. This is very important. Who's eligible? First, you must be a first time home buyer. Of course, it's the Philadelphia First Time Home Buyer Program. So you have to be eligible. What does that mean? That means that you have not owned a home in the past 3 years. Okay. You have not owned a home. Notice it doesn't say that you didn't purchase a home. So even if somebody willed you a home, so you didn't purchase a home, but somebody left a home to you through their will, so you inherited a home, that still counts. Okay, a home you can have not owned the home in the past 3 years to be considered a first time home buyer. Okay. Next is you must complete a one-on-one home ownership counseling through a city funded housing counselor agency before signing an agreement of sale. And that's what we already talked about. Okay. You cannot go under contract before completing this program. Now, usually what happens with this program is, like I said, you do the orientation, and then once you do the orientation, you have to do a one-on-one with a home ownership counseling. Now that's going to be predicated on their schedule as far as how fast you get that done. Some could be booked out weeks, some could be booked out months. And then once you go for that one-on-one, all of your financial health has to be in shape. Okay. So everything has to be lined up with your finances because what'll happen is if not, they could tell you to come back. Okay. They could tell you to come back um for another one-on-one just to make sure that everything is lined up. Okay. So next is how do I apply? You have to contact a city funded housing counseling agency, which I'm going to show you. Okay. And they will need your total annual family income. So here are the income guidelines. All right. So what are the income guidelines? If it's a household size of one, the maximum amount for the family income is $73,800. $73,800. If it's a two um, if the household size is two, then it's $84,350. If the household size is three, it's $94,900 going all the way to eight. Okay. If you have eight folks in your house, then the household income could be up to $139,150. I don't know where they got these numbers from. Okay. But um these are the maximum annual family income, okay? And that's just for this loan, or excuse me, that's just for this grant. There are other grants out there, okay? But this is just for the Philly first time home buyer grant, okay? So the sources of income, because this is what they're going to need. They're going to need your annual income, your sources of income, whether employment, SSI, so on and so forth, and also need the number of family members who live in your home. All right. So this is for additional information right here. And here are the agencies, all right? Now, here's the things that I want to point out is that down here, you'll see agencies subject to change, but some have handicap, they're handicap accessible, and some have virtual counseling available, all right? Some have virtual. It seemed like, okay, so Affordable Housing Centers of Philadelphia on North Broad, they have virtual options. Um, the Urban League have virtual options. A lot of them do have virtual options, so you'll have to look at this to see what those virtual options are. If you're asking me which one I recommend, I do send a lot of people to the Urban League. All right, so because the Urban League also has, um, they have different. There's some programs that they have outside of the Philadelphia first time home buyer program also. So there's about one or two grants where you can get like $1,000 or $2,000 more with them. I think one you got to live in West Philly. It depends on the area. I forgot what the other one is, but here you go. Here is all of the contact information, and you just want to find the one that's closest to you. But again, if I'm going to pick one of these or give a recommendation, the one that I've used the most is probably the League. Okay. So that is the Philadelphia first time home buying program. My recommendations for getting this is you definitely want to have your finances straight, but you want to start the program. You want to start the program, and this is giving you 10,000, but there are other grants out there where you can stack. It's called grant stacking. So this is 10,000. I have another lender that will give you 10,000 on top of that. So that's 20,000. I also have another lender that will give you 8,000 on top of this, which is 18,000. Okay. So there are other grants that you can get to stack on top of that. Okay. If you do want to know more about the other grants, if you want to know more about the first time home buyer program, or you want to know about the grants that we can stack on top of the first time home buyer to get you up to $20,000 in down payment assistance, then what you're going to want to do is go to my digital business card, www.meetkhalid.com. Again, meetkhalid.com. You can go on there. Um, let's schedule a virtual appointment so we can go over your situation, number one. And then number two is that I have a buyer discovery form on there also. So you want to go in there, fill out the buyer discovery form, and then go back to the website and schedule a virtual buyer consultation with me. Okay. Again, this is Khalid Nathan Aleem, the real estate boy. If you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, I got you. All right, y'all. Take care.